Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Here we go now, just pushing right on through our work week. And I tell you, if you like the weather yesterday, you are definitely going to enjoy the weather today, even tomorrow, Wednesday. Again, we've got a really great week of weather on the way. But when is that next opportunity of rain and thunderstorms? It's really beginning to show up now in my updated 12-day forecast. Again, we're going to talk about that. And again, some really good weather before we get to that as well. But this right here would be our Tuesday. And again, very similar to yesterday, lots of bright sunshine. Could be a little bit of high-level wispy cirrus cloud cover today. That's not necessarily going to be a big deal. Winds also a little bit lighter than yesterday. But again, you see your daytime highs. We are going to be soaring up into, well, the mid to upper 70s around the area. This is where we started the morning. It was still pretty chilly out the door. Again, just a couple hours ago, you can see a lot of locations in the 40s, but take a look at Denton. In fact, our friends up there, they were, in fact, flirting with that freezing number. They were down to 32 this morning. Most locations, kind of a mix of 30s, but more so 40s around North Texas. But again, even for tomorrow, Wednesday morning out the door, temperatures will be even milder than that. Again, we'll talk about that coming up. So just looking around the region here, first of all, we're quiet. Again, nothing going on. Again, not just locally in North Texas, but even around our region, even around the Lone Star State. Again, simply put, nothing going on here. All eyes continue to be out to the west. We continue to watch quite a bit of active weather. And, you know, it's really been a lot of national news over the last 24 to 48 hours out in California. Of course, typically when you see active weather out in California, well, it normally has a beeline track into the southern plains. That will eventually happen, but this is going to be a pretty slow-go process. And even though we'll have a little piece of energy that does come out, really for the kind of middle end of this week, it's going to come through dry. It's going to pull a pretty weak cold front through the area. No real change of air mass, no opportunity of rain. So at least in the near term, it's kind of a swing and miss for us. But again, as we get into the first part of next week, what you are seeing out to the west, that will eventually be moving out. And the way it looks right now, next Tuesday, literally about 1 week from right now, there may be an opportunity of some rain and storms around the area, and the latest indications coming in continues to suggest the opportunity of maybe some stronger storms in the area as well. So something we do at least want to track carefully as we go forward in time. But here's that little piece of energy. It kind of throws out and kind of throws at us, if you will. It's a weak little storm trough, a weak little cold front moves through. Like I mentioned, that's not going to be a big deal. That'll be Wednesday into Thursday. Temperatures trend down by a few degrees. But then as we go forward in time, heading into the weekend, temperatures rebound. It's a great looking weekend on the way. And then, like I mentioned, by the first part of next week, we will be watching the west again for that next approaching storm system. And again, that next approaching storm system could again bring us a little bit more in the way of active weather. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump way out in time. We're going to skip all the way through the weekend to next Monday, but more so into Tuesday, right? Basically, everything is quiet between now and then. This is a global model, not necessarily high res, but just to kind of give you an idea of what at least some of the data is suggesting. Again, 1 week from right now, again, the next cold front moves through, upper level storm system moves through. Again, the opportunity of rain, storms, and again, a few of those could be on the stronger side. Again, we'll continue to track that. Obviously a long ways on down the road. But otherwise, just looking out over the next couple of weeks or so from the Climate Prediction Center here, right now, it appears as though a good part of the United States, including us here in North Texas, our temperatures are going to be trending above normal. And even though we're talking about that next opportunity of rain next Tuesday, really over the next 14 days, right now, at least the Climate Prediction Center thinking that we may be trending a little bit drier than normal, again, as we head into the first part of March. Otherwise, let's go and talk about today. Again, a lot of 70s out there, a few locations in our western counties like out around Graham and Breckenridge. They'll be soaring in to the 80s for daytime highs. Humidity still remains fairly low today, dew points in the 40s, but that will begin to build as we get into tomorrow. You can see for any kind of evening plans, very comfortable 70s into the 60s. Not quite as chilly overnight tonight with mostly 50s around the area. There will be some low gray stratus cloud cover building in. And then as we go through tomorrow, more in the way of 70s, more in the way of 80s out in our western counties. So going forward in time, quiet through the weekend, there's that opportunity of rain and storms I was talking about next Tuesday.